session of GE8291 Environmental Science and Engineering, and it's the 6th video in the series of videos for Environmental Science and Engineering. And today's topic of discussion is the continuation of chapter 1. After finishing this video, you will be able to appreciate the need for public awareness and individuals' responsibility through case studies and how our attitude should change for the betterment of our lives. This playful little toddler became a heartbreaking subject of news across all social media platforms that led to the development of hashtags Pray for Sujit and Sujit Wilson on Twitter in support of the rescue operations for the toddler who fell into an abandoned borewell on the 25th October 2019 around 5:45 p.m. by his house Nadukatupatti, a village in near Trichy. The rescue operations commenced on 25th October 2019 around 8 p.m. and went into full swing continuously for more than 80 hours. The rescue operation was affected by rain. Around 2 a.m. 30th October 2019, officials confirmed the death of the boy, and the last rites were held 6 hours later. In the wake of this incident, we have several questions spur in our mind. Is this the first time such an incident is happening? Who should be held responsible for the incident? Before we proceed to answer the questions, let's assess another international case study and compare and contrast the two studies and learn to analyze what we have missed in so many years as a nation. In 1987, baby Jessica McClure slid down a 22 feet abandoned well which was just 8 inches wide. She was finally retrieved on October 16th to the cheers of millions after a team of rescuers dug a parallel shaft and then broke the wall of the well. Now Jessica McClure, as reported by Craig Havalti on October 16, 2017, is a 30-year-old woman and a mother of 2 children who does not even remember that she was a national figure. The immediate response of the entire nation of United States of America was every American citizen took the responsibility to close the unused borewells with an iron cap with the words "For Jessica, 10/16/87 with love from all of us." Every individual's responsibility had been forgotten and public awareness of existence of a government order put forward in 2015 has been totally neglected by the public. Let's discuss more on this. To the first question, is this the first time such an incident is happening? The answer to this question is a big no. According to Anurag Malik's article in New Meter published on October 29, 2019, states that the National Disaster Response Force reports that India is the largest user of groundwater, drawing about 230 cubic kilometers per year, and there are about 27 million, that is approximately 27 lakhs of borewells in India. Reports say since 2009, more than 40 children have fallen into borewells and 70% of the conventional rescues were a failure. A state-wise data analysis of borewell incidents revealed that Haryana, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat registered the highest numbers of incidents, presenting a percentage around 17.6%. Next in the list is Rajasthan with 11.8%, Karnataka with 8.8%, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra with 5.9% and Assam with 2.9%. Tamil Nadu, being one of the states with the highest percentage of borewell incidents, is a clear indication of tragic events like that of the Sujits. Speaking of the most listed causes of borewell accidents, the following reasons top the list: fell while playing, unclosed borewell, using temporary covers, blocking visibility, no sign warnings. Our second question was, who should be held responsible for the incident? Who should be held responsible for the incident? The death of the 2-year-old Sujit Wilson after being trapped in an unused farm borewell near Tiruchirappalli for over 3 days has once again brought back the focus on such uncovered defunct borewells. Repeat incidents of children falling into abandoned borewells in Tamil Nadu had prompted the state government to notify rules in early 2015 mandating the safety measures including discarded wells up to ground level. The government order passed on the 18th February 2015 reads the following. Rules under the norms: a permit has to be taken for sinking, deepening or rehabilitation of a well. An application has to be made for grant of certificate for registration to carry on the business of sinking well, adhering to specific norms. It should be ensured that the well is not left uncovered during recess or cessation of work. What does the non-compliance of the order attract? Non-compliance to these rules and regulations would attract 3 years of imprisonment. Where those rules followed, these are the comments of senior advocate Sudha Ramalingam as appeared on Manorama.com. She quotes that to which I totally agree as follows. She quotes that on such rules and mandating safety measures, though there are laws to govern the matter, she has alleged the lethargic execution and lack of proper supervision by competent authorities. She also includes, we wake up only when something of this sort happens and later forget it. There is no proper understanding of the rules and people are also not cooperate. Where did the media miss? According to two judges, Justice M. Satyanarayanan and N. Seshashayi, on a special sitting, criticized the media, alleging that it did not telecast anything constructive to create public awareness on the implementation of rules and regulations on tube wells and bore wells. Thus, to summarize the case study, each citizen of India has to take a personal responsibility for such incidents and should not keep blaming others. And we as a nation should make sure that such incidents do not recur in the future. Thus, to summarize on public awareness and each individual's responsibility, let's come to close with the remarks of Dalai Lama on each individual's responsibility. When you think everything is someone else's fault, you will suffer a lot. When you realize that everything springs only from you, you will learn both peace and joy. So, to conclude, let's take an oath to be more responsible citizens. Thank you for listening to this session of GE 8291 Environmental Science and Engineering, and hope you will join me in the next video to be a part of this wonderful journey of understanding the subject environmental science and engineering with case studies.